All right, welcome to my FX Buddies, the podcast. And I say podcast because there's video content, there's a blog, there's a transcript. So the blog you can find and listen close. If you're listening to this on YouTube, you are not seeing the video. Okay? So you're going to have to go to the blog if you want to see what I'm talking about. So the blog is at myfxbuddies.blogspot.com or myfxbuddies.com if you use HTTPS. So if you're listening on YouTube, look below what appears to be the video and look for the word more. Click on the word more and more information pops up. One of the links there being the link to the blog. All right, rss.com, my FX Buddies, has a transcript in case you can't fully understand me. Rumble is where the video that's on the blog is hosted. That's also myfxbuddies.com. And I believe that's it. And I did post a really short, so YouTube lets you do these shorts, and I'm trying to learn how to do them, but it's not going well. But anyway, I'll keep trying, and hopefully we won't be here long enough for me to figure it out, right? All right, so let's get into it. It's been 3 days. So right now, currently, it is Tuesday, August 27th, 2024. This is episode 100. Nope, 99. Did I say that? Episode 99. So I was waiting to see if they were going to give us an article on Ali Locke and his delegation arriving here, but we have not. I have not seen it. So some other stuff came out. So I said, let me go ahead and post. Everything's boring still. But let's see. Let's just get into it. So the next saga, well, there was this really long, very detailed, informative article about the budget tables, but I don't have it here. I'm not going to post it here. A lot of people probably wouldn't have read it anyway. So this is the next, which is not that long. And so the title of this blog post is Soon Resumes Investigation into Changes Made to the General Budget Law Tables. So here's actually, I had to shorten that. See how long this title is? I had to shorten it for reasons. So here's the actual title. Parliamentary Finance Committee confirms that it will soon resume its investigation into changes made to the General Budget Law Tables. So there's no more if, ands, or buts. They know they've been manipulated. Now, what's next, right? So it's very short. This is a member of the Finance Committee saying, yeah, okay, so we're ready to move forward with the investigation. It will resume its work soon. Now, I imagine they're waiting. So the court no longer has the budget tables. So I imagine it's been given to Sudani, who probably wants to have very close watch on the, how they get transferred, who can manipulate them, right? But Sudani is out of the country. He's going to Egypt and Tunisia, and then he will return back to Iraq. And I'm gathering, I feel that's when they'll get back to work. All right, so that's that. And then here's a different version. Parliament Finance, for some reason, they had to throw in here, salaries are secured and investigation into changing budget schedules resumes. But there is, I don't know if people just go on social media and just start posting things to put people in a in a to make them fearful that they're not going to get their salaries, and then they have to flood the news with all these articles saying, "Don't worry, your salaries for 2024 are safe." All right, so you can read that if you like. So that one's a little longer. Excuse me. That one's a little longer, has a little bit more information in it. All right. So this right here is the Minister of Finance. I'm not sure how to say her first name, Taif. Taif. So I just call her Miss Sammy. Miss Sammy. She, I thought she would be here with the Leah Luck. However, I don't think she is because they held this meeting today. Minister of Finance stresses the importance of completing plans to regulate the work of the government banking sector. So we know there's a push right now to modernize, digitize, whatever word you want to put in there, the banking sector, right? And perhaps, maybe, what they're doing here, because see, they talked about meeting with Ernst & Young to follow up on the ongoing technical plans to merge Raffadan and Rashid banks, which are the state banks, and insurance companies. Maybe some of what they're talking about here in this meeting could be affected by what Aliyah Locke is doing here, which the only thing we do know is that they put in writing is Aliyah Locke is in New York, supposedly meeting with the Federal Reserve and the U.S. Treasury to get the sanctions off the certain banks. Are they going to be talking about rate change? Who knows? We can't find that in writing. We would like to think that they are, right? But who knows? Anyway, yeah, so they had this meeting. During the meeting, which was attended by a number of the ministries, general managers, and formations, a report was presented by the auditing firm on the final stages. So they talked about that. So this was a pretty serious meeting. Then they also had another serious meeting. There might be an article about that. But so here, this article came out before. This may have been on the 25th. This news is covering the 25th, 26th, and 27th of August, right? But I just, there is some information in here that you may want to read. They remind us that they first had their meeting on August 7th. Let's see. Yeah, so you might want to read that. That's there on the blog. Parliament knows nothing about the Saudi investment protection law. What is its impact on Iraq? And when this first came out, it was urgent news. Saudi Arabia wants its own investment protection law. But, they have different, so we're the West, right? Us, Australia, New Zealand, Europe, we're considered the West. We do business one way. We have beliefs one way. We don't have, for instance, Sharia law, right? I believe Saudi Arabia does have Sharia law, but Saudi Arabia does business a different way, right? So it is very fitting to me that they want their own law, but is it going to happen? I don't know. So whoever is representing them says Iraq has good investment laws, and we do not believe that there is a need to. We do not believe there's a need to legislate an investment law specific to a particular country, noting that this step will open the door to the country that wants its own law, and this will be at the expense of Iraq. So there comes down to money. You're going to cost us money. And if we do your own special law, then every other country is going to say, well, I want my special law. We'll see. Saudi Arabia is pretty powerful. Matter of fact, if you're following the BRICS, they still technically have not fully joined BRICS. They attend the meetings, but they still, they have one foot in, one foot out. So Saudi Arabia is their own special case, so we'll see. Here, this is good also, in my opinion, finalizing the approval of the industrial investment law. So, I always tell people it's not just the rate that we're waiting for. We're waiting for a bunch of laws to be put through. Well, we aren't, but the foreign investors, even domestic investors, there's laws that they want on the books. The ones that I know specifically are bribery, extortion, kidnapping, and one more. There's one more that you wouldn't think you'd have to have a law saying, you can't do that. That you can't bribe people. You can't extort them. You can't kidnap them. But apparently in Iraq, you gotta have those. You gotta have those laws on the books. So yeah, okay. Here I thought this was interesting. Iraqi income will reach $3,000 in 2024. So when I first read this, I was like, oh, $3,000 a month. That's not bad. But then as I was reading through, I'm like, oh, $3,000 a year. That's not good. So you can read that if you like. Here, this is always good to see them talking about tax reform because they haven't had taxes, and every time they talk about changing the rate is when they start talking about taxes. And some of the things they have to consider, there have been some economists saying, we should give them a grace period. They're just getting used to the new money system. Then right away you're going to start taxing them. Then that's another thing they have to learn, because a lot of them don't pay taxes. They don't have like an income tax, right? Then there's another proposal to stagger it. Start it at one rate, let them get used to that, inform them, okay, you'll have X amount of months at this rate, then the next rate will be, stagger it until they get to the full tax. So we'll see. I don't want to be here to see, but we probably will be. Okay, so, we're already at yeah, so this is short. This is a short. Well, I'm going to explain some stuff that I didn't feel like posting articles for. So here, Iranian president, we do not want conflict. But again, it's a three-letter word. If you're just listening and you're not seeing what I'm looking at. The three-letter word, but the word I use conflict for that word with anyone, but we will not submit to injustice. So that's the thing that they do. They say, we don't want conflict, but we ain't no punk either, right? So yeah, so we'll see what's going on. I'm sure you know about all the rockets that flew from Lebanon to Ice Cream Land and back, right? All right, so just to get you up, just to keep you informed, Maliki is still trying to get them to do early elections. Most people, including his own framework buddies, they are not for it. They see everything, the forward progress with Sadani, and I'm thinking they don't want to rock the boat. They keep running on the TV, they keep running this like promo showing all the state heads and all the good things that Sadani's done, all the money that he's brought back to what do they call it, their treasury. They keep showing that, so he definitely is going to run, I believe. Okay, the theft of the century, they have put out 2 arrest warrants. One, so there's a guy, I don't know his name, it's like Zuhair or something like that. He was arrested, he was in jail. He got out of jail, but we weren't supposed to know that he got out of jail. He was supposed to go to court. Well, he did not show up for his court date. So instead, he does an interview on TV. They run the interview, And they're like, well, aren't you supposed to be in jail? So, um, in lieu of going to court to testify, he does that interview. So now people are like, well, hey, he's supposed to be in jail. Where is he? Pictures show up on the internet of him seeming to be in a very serious car accident. Well, wherever he was, whatever city he was in, it took a couple of days, but they told the Judiciary or Integrity Committee, whoever it is that's trying to find him, well, we've done the work, and no, he was not in an accident. He was never admitted to a hospital. So it's looking like he faked this accident. So right now they don't know where he is. So they've put out another arrest for his warrant for his arrest, even though he should technically be in jail right now. I think that's hilarious. So they're trying to arrest him, and then there's another guy. I cannot remember his name, but he was a previous something in government, and they put out, this will be the first time they're putting out a warrant for his arrest. So it looks like they do want to move forward with that theft of the century, getting them prosecuted, and if there's any more money that they haven't recovered, probably doing that also. Okay, that's it. We're just waiting. Oh, no. So they did, they put out 2 more gazettes. Let's see if I can do this safely. Yeah, here's the Gazette. So they have put out 4789 and 4788, I believe. So we're still waiting for, I think it's this one. We're still waiting for 4782. So see here, and not only that, this shows you they can put out a Gazette anytime they want. All right, and then you have to wonder, they put them both out August 26, 2024, effective August 26, same dates. Why are there 2 different ones? I don't understand that. I mean, they cover different things, nothing to do with what we are waiting for. But I just wanted you to see they're at 4789, 4790. They put this out on Monday, the 26th. So they can post the Gazette anytime they want. Now, the regular days are Saturday and Wednesday, but they can post it anytime they want, and they can even do a special edition of the Gazette. So don't get locked into it has to be a certain day, because this is Iraq. They do what they want when they want. All right. So what we're waiting for, I've been watching the news. I don't see, oops. I don't see anything about lower denominations. However, they are showing a lot of current dinar. They're showing, and dollars. They're showing current dinar and dollars. But what they're talking about is the travelers, even though most of them have gone, how are, who's eligible to get dollars, and then also the crackdown on the merchants. There's a lot of stress on the merchants, and they're trying to balance doing business with dollar, the limited dollar that they can use, and the dinar. So yeah, there's a lot going on. Still project upon project being inaugurated, initiated, whatever the word is, or being complete. Let's see. Major drug busts. And they're showing them on TV, showing their faces even. Sometimes they don't show the faces, but they are. They're even showing them in jail. So they're really trying to send a message They don't want drugs there. And if you do the, they execute drug dealers. I'm not trying to, um, I can't tell what the difference is. Some get executed, some just get jail time. And I'm not sure if it's maybe they've moved it across country. I'm not sure, but I know they definitely do execute drug dealers in Iraq. And that's it. Yeah, so we're still waiting to see what Iran's going to do, if anything, because I think they like the psychological effect this is having. There were some protests, demonstrations, angry demonstrations at an oil refinery, but they didn't set anything on fire or anything like that. Yeah, so, just regular stuff. There's lots of news every day. There's stuff happening, forward progress for them, but it has nothing to do with the RV, so I don't like to waste your time or my time. That's why I don't post. But the budget thing, that's an ongoing saga. So when something comes out about that, I will post that. I'll do a post on that. And if there's anything about the money, I'll post that. Anything about Aaliyah Locke's visit here, I will definitely post that. This coming weekend is my birthday, so I may be around, I may not. I'm just letting you know if another 7 days go by and I haven't posted. There's a lot going on. But it, I don't like to go more than 3 days, right? Because then it's hard to cover everything in less than 30 minutes. All right, so I'm going to stop rambling on. You've been updated in a general way because, guys, go live your life. I mean, there's all these things that people get into debate, and it doesn't matter. Those things don't affect our lives. All that stuff is, there's people who argue about how much currency is printed. The M1, their M1 money supply. Just, this is just my opinion. There's so much more to life than digging deep down into that, right? So that's why I just do general things. I don't have boots on the ground. I'm not doing rumors. All I do are articles. Okay? So you can't pick at me about anything I say because I'm just following up on the articles that are posted in Iraq's news. All right. Thank you for listening. Thank you. If you're a new subscriber, thank you if you leave comments anywhere. And accumulate while we wait for the rate to appreciate. Don't miss any mails and pay all your bills. What else? If there's a like, no, if there's a join, subscribe, follow, some type of button of that nature, wherever you're enjoying this content, take whatever action is needed to activate that button because I don't record, I don't update regularly. If technology works like it's supposed to and you click that button, then you'll be notified when I update. All right. Thank you again. Enjoy the rest of your morning, night, noon, whatever time frame you're enjoying this content. And until next time.